Hey, welcome to the first episode of Coffee in College. I'm Priyanka, your host, college counselor, and guide through this entire college applications process. Now, if you've been following my work, you might know that I usually send out email newsletters, and sometimes I post a blog, but usually I send out email newsletters. And I'm kind of getting tired of the writing, which just, I think at this moment in time, it's a little pause on that phase of life, which is unfortunate because I have a whole notepad, pages and pages of blog post ideas. But what I want to do instead is go out and have conversations. I want to go talk to people, everyone I meet. And I figured I should talk to you instead, or as well, and help you through your college applications journey. So here's what we're going to do. Basically, in this Coffee and College podcast, I'm going to take about 15-20 minutes to walk you through some aspect of the college applications process. It could be something that you should be thinking about, something that maybe it's your college search that we should be thinking or working through the different steps, what to consider when you're looking at different universities, and so on. So we'll dive into the small nitty-gritty bits, but to prevent all of this from getting super overwhelming, we're keeping it all in bite-sized pieces. And basically long enough for you to grab a cup of coffee or tea or water or whatever you prefer and just sit and take in the information. Okay, so today's topic, I want to talk about what you should be doing over the summer. It is currently June. A lot of students are already out of school or they will be out of school starting next week, and I know families are just exhausted. They're exhausted from the school scheduling. Teenagers are tired from all the exams or projects and waking up early. So I know everyone's exhausted, but at the same time, summer is the best time to get moving forward in your college applications process. It is the least stressful time to knock out some big chunks of your process. So what are these big chunks you could be working on? Well, the first one, your college search. Now, it doesn't matter if you're in 9th grade, it doesn't matter if you're in 10th grade. You should definitely work on this if you're rising juniors, if you're going into 11th grade, and definitely if you're going into senior year. But it's okay if you start early. It's okay if you start browsing, okay? For those of you who should be working on it, then this is a great time to dive in. What should you be looking at when you're thinking about colleges and college searches? Well, first, sit down and think of your non-negotiables. For some families, that means the academics and academics only in a certain field. Maybe it's because the teenager really wants to go into business or wants to go into nursing or wants to go into architecture. Okay, great. Look at those academic programs at the various universities, see how developed they are, and then see which ones the teenager matches with, right? Which one does your teenager vibe with? So that's one aspect to think about. Then when you're thinking college search, always think about what kind of other experiences do you want to have available to you? What kind of resources do you want available to you? Meaning, I've had students, and I have students currently, who they have a 504 plan or an IEP in high school, and they have extended time in exams and maybe some other accommodations. Okay, well, if you are thinking of getting that in college, look at what's available at that particular university. Do the research on that university's disabilities department. See what they have to offer. All right? And keep in mind that if you do have accommodations right now, if your teenager has accommodations right now, you will have to refile for that paperwork in university. It's not something that just simply carries over. It's something you have to go through the process again, get the diagnosis, all of that again. Okay? So plan for that, particularly in the summer before college starts. So look into those resources. So first we have the academics, let's say, then the resources available. That could also be tutoring resources, that could be writing center help, that may even be research opportunities or study abroad programs or co-ops, whatever is important to you. And in some cases, I've had families say, okay, well, the parent, mom, dad was in a sorority or frat, and now the teenager would also like to be in that same sorority and frat as a legacy. Okay, great. Then make sure that the universities you're looking at have a Greek life. Then I've had students who want a tailgating experience. So they want that sports culture so they can participate and be there on game days and part of that whole festive vibe. Okay, great. Make sure that the universities you're looking at have that kind of atmosphere. And if you have time, particularly July onwards, then schedule college tours. Or if you're going on vacation out of state, going to see family, just taking a trip, whatever it might be, and there's a university nearby, go take a look. Particularly if you're a 9th or 10th grader or 8th grader even, and you just want to ease into this process, then just go take a look. You can drive around the campus, you can park somewhere and take a walk around the campus, or you can schedule an official tour if one is available. But ease yourself into the process if you're a 9th and 10th grader and just explore while you're on vacation. And if you're in 10th and 11th grade, then yeah, it's time to 11th and 12th grade, then it's time to seriously start thinking about your college applications, your college search. Okay, so that's the first thing that you should be focusing on over this summer. Second way to effectively use your summer is to figure out your extracurricular activities and more so how you can deep dive into them. Pick the 1 or 2 activities that you really wanted to go into, that you want to show you're taking initiative in. Okay, great, it's summer. Just go ahead and take that initiative. What is it? Does that mean you want to start a certain YouTube channel, social media page? Maybe it's a certain charity event that you want to host an event for or fundraise for. Maybe it's a certain skill that you want to learn. Okay, this is the time to figure that out and also go ahead and do it. So look and think, whether it's a sport, whether it's, again, it could be learning graphic design and you're just watching YouTube videos and teaching yourself. That's okay. You don't have to be with an official organization for your extracurricular. You could just be self-taught. So maybe it's graphic design, maybe it's business skills. Maybe, yes, you are working in a coffee shop over this summer, but don't be that employee who's thinking, when is my shift gonna end? And then how am I gonna spend this money? Don't be that person. Instead, when you are working in even the coffee shop or whatever you feel is that boring summer job, think about, how is this business operating? Who are the customers? How is this business getting those customers to come, right? How is this business still operating, working, functional, making money? Think of those aspects of running a business. Don't simply think about, oh, great, I get paid and I hate my colleagues, or I love hanging out with my colleagues, and then when's my next shift? Okay, don't keep it simply to that. Think about all the surrounding aspects of that experience that you may already be signed up for. Again, if you're not signed up for something, then consider the activities that you already do or want to do and figure out how you can show initiative, growth, development. Basically, how do you push yourself out of your normal comfort zone in your extracurricular? Okay, so that's the second one. Now, the third way to maximize your summer is to do your SAT or ACT prep and then schedule your exam for the fall. So in this case, really applies to the current, 10th, 11th, and 12th graders. So basically, if you're not a 9th grader, so if you're a rising 11th grader and a rising 12th grader, it's the vocab gets a little confusing over the summer because everyone's shifting. So I have to be very mindful of how am I phrasing this. But basically, if you're going into 11th grade and you're going into 12th grade, you want to spend the summer doing your SAT or ACT prep. That means take a mock exam, and you can go to local test prep companies and they'll usually have a free marketing event where you'll be able to take a free SAT and a free ACT, or there are resources available on College Board's website for a free SAT mock exam, and then ACT also has something similar, set of questions and such. Take one of each, okay? If your teenager is not sure which exam to take, then take one of each. Then you basically prepare for the exam that you do better on. So if that means your score on the SAT was higher comparatively to the score on the ACT, then prep for the SAT. It really doesn't matter which exam you take because the universities that accept one exam also accept the other. So at that point, it's really students' choice. So play to your strengths on this. But summer is the best time to prep because once school starts, you won't be able to put in your 100%. That's when you're maybe prepping, but you also have tests, projects, sports training, conditioning, or maybe it's theater or your other extracurricular activities. Then you have one social life. There's too much going on. And yes, students do prep during the school year, but the question becomes, do you really put your best foot forward? Okay, so I highly recommend that students prep if you're as early as possible, meaning between that summer of 10th and 11th grade. And of course, if you're going into senior year, then summer now because you really don't have any other options. Applications open on August 1st. So that's the quick snippet of what you should be working on over the summer to maximize your entire college applications process experience and lower the stress levels dramatically. Okay, now that's the summer for those 3 categories. There is a bonus, which is if you are a if you're about to be in senior year, if you're going to be a senior, then make sure you get working on your application stuff. Make sure you work on your college essay. Those prompts have been out since like February, so you have no reason not to be working on your college essay now. All right, take a week off, take 2 weeks off after school ends just to have a break to decompress. But then after that, get working. Work on your college essay, work on your resume, work on your extracurriculars list. What did you learn from your extracurriculars? That kind of explanations. Work on supplemental essays for the universities that do have those available already. Start filling out your Common App because that information will just roll over. So yes, it's not current right now. Common App is not open for the upcoming seniors, but that's okay because you can still create an account, fill out all the information that you possibly can, and then the app will just transfer it over to the new cycle when the new application opens. So don't worry about losing information, you'll be okay. But get working on your college application. It's very, very important. Okay, so those are the major components you should be working on over the summer. Once again, just as a quick recap, that was 1, your college search. That applies to no matter which grade you're in. It's just a good time to get started, but definitely if you are going to be in 11th or 12th grade next year. 2, your extracurricular activities. So pick the activities you want to dive into. How are you going to develop? How are you going to show initiative and growth? Okay, don't simply go with the flow. Figure out how you can either figure out a challenge within your already existing activity or create the new activity that's going to give you that challenge that you then you acquire skills from. So that's the second one. Third one is your SAT, ACT prep, which again, if you are going to be in 11th grade next year or in 12th grade next year and plan to test, figure out what it is you're doing. A lot of summer prep classes tend to fill up, but you never know what's available around you, and there are sources for you online on College Board, Khan Academy, ACTs to at least help you get started on your prep, okay? And then you can always look at courses and whatever approach you feel you're comfortable with. And then of course the bonus for the rising seniors, the seniors, let's just call you seniors now, but get working on your application components. You will be grateful. You will be so happy and relieved that when you get into senior year, all of this writing stuff is done. Your college essay's done, resume's done, supplemental essays, hopefully for the most part, are just done and out of the way. You want that feeling of going into senior year and knowing you can do your grade, your academics, your extracurriculars without this additional pressure of getting your applications done, okay? So front load all your work as much as possible and get working. Now, if there are topics that you want to hear about outside of just what I spoke about today, then please email me. I read every email, so please email me or comment in the chat depending on which platform you're listening to this on. But comment in the chat, let me know what topic you want to hear about, and I will be happy to make a 15-20 minute video. And if not, email me. Email me at Priyanka at letstalkcollege.co. Priyanka, Priyanka at letstalkcollege.c as in candy, O as in owl. All right. I look forward to hearing your responses, and I want to see what questions you guys come up with. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.